What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Dubstar. And we're continuing with the 2000 album Make It Better. Once again, big shout out to Philip for sharing the catalog, as well as to Mark and others for commenting. And the next track is Mercury, which is one of the planets of our solar system, the innermost to the sun. It is, of course, named after the ancient Greek deity. It is also used in context related, perhaps even more so, to the Greek god rather than the planet per se, although of course part of the reason that the planet Mercury was named as such is because of, from Earth, the apparent speed with which it travels through the night sky. It's closer to the sun. In any case, the point is, it's a reference point for a lot of other proper name entities and elements in subsequent millennia and centuries. I do wonder whether the idea of being mercurial, which is to say moving about and acting in a way that is seen as capricious or unpredictable by others, by an observer, is part of the idea here. Mercury is also a chemical element in the periodic table. And I have to pass along a little anecdote. I do remember as a kid, I had one of those like little handheld thermometers and it broke and there was like mercury on the table and I was so fascinated. I was like, wait, it's like a liquid but it sort of behaves like a solid, and if you push it around it sort of rolls around like a ball, but it's made of liquid. And I remember my mom came down and was like, what is that? I was like, oh, it's like the thermometer broke. She's like, you should not be playing with that. And she like, swept it off the table and whatever. So maybe that's partly why I'm so crazy. Nevertheless, let's hear it. This is Mercury by Dubstar from the 2000 album Make It Better.
Neither am I.
fitting end to a song with the theme of the chorus. So yeah, I love the sonics of that one. Absolutely genius. I love especially that deep, menacing bass, like lurking at the bottom of the track, even if her voice is very not only elevated but exquisite, and there's a bit of contrast there, and then the verses are mostly sort of smooth and down tempo, but then the chorus has a lot of motion and different parts in it. So I like the sonic layers, symmetry, and yet synthesis, like the contrast and the unison over the course of the tune. And if I'm hearing the lyrics right, it's another one that seems to have a bit of like danger and menace, even in a situation that you would think would be more loving or harmonious. It sounds like we're talking about a relationship that indeed has run its course before it ever truly began. Like, how can it be over when it hasn't even begun? And the opening lines about, like, you know, are you scared of me? Are you scared of yourself? And I don't think you're crazy, and I'm not crazy yet. So it seems like there's an inability to perceive what's happening, even if the narrator is suggesting that neither party is insane. So there's an uncertainty about the level of danger or level of safety. There's an uncertainty about the level of sanity. And it seems like a relationship that should be working, should be together, is already over, and there's not really understanding or certainty about why that happened or how that happened. So it sounds like an actually dark characterization of an interpersonal connection, even as the narrator struggles to articulate why that should be the case. So yeah, I like the contrast in the sonics, which seem on some level to represent the disparity between perception and reality, between ideal and reality in the themes. So yeah, I like the sonic composition especially, and what I got from the lyrics seems very clever and indeed represented by or expressed by the music itself. So a really cool one. Again, I like her voice a lot. It has this, like, it's angelic, but there's also like a sadness to it. I don't know how to describe it. There's like it feels like very exquisite, and yet it's like emotionally hollowed out or something. So I think it works especially well on a tune like this. So yeah, shout out to Sarah, I think. Am I remembering that correctly? Admittedly, it's been a little while since I've been back to the Dubstar journey. Nevertheless, I think this is a really good one. Definitely one that stands out to me. Let me know what you think, and I shall see you next time. Peace.